This is what I feel like a lot of people need to understand, right? As there's a collective consciousness shift, don't get caught up in the bandwagon of arguing and bickering with men in gender wars, diaspora wars, even race, even all of those things. Don't get caught up. Stay focused. Every time we're resting, every time we're recharging, here comes random collections of videos trying to get Black people in particular to stop paying attention and start focusing on bickering and arguing with Asian people, bickering and arguing with white people, bickering and arguing with Latino people. Just stop it. When you successfully remove your energy, that means you don't give things your attention. It doesn't matter how many times they put it on your algorithm. It doesn't matter how many times they put it on your feed. As we all should know by now, they have very much control over these social media app algorithms. So they will plant stuff on your algorithm, whether that's what you're engaging with or not. So you have to learn to govern yourself. Men and women are waking up and collectively shifting. Those of us who are and those of us who will continue to stay focused. And you have to work to stay focused. And I see men all over this app doing the same thing. The same way we say as women that men don't grow and they don't learn and they stay stagnant while women grow, there are men who are superseding women in their growth because y'all are so busy focused on having kids, running behind men, trying to get them to be what you want them to be and do what you want to do. Stay focused. When there are large shifts, things look different. Your day-to-day life look different because you cannot shift and change within a comfort zone. But it is your responsibility to keep yourself focused. Because although the collective of women may shift and grow more than the collective of men, a lot of women are going to get left behind because they don't know how to govern their emotions and their logic in a healthy way. And that's not saying that women are more emotional, because men are just as emotional. But when you do certain things, this is why a lot of us hyperfixate on not having children. And it's not because we don't like children. It's because children are a distraction. They should not be a distraction. In an ideal world, we would live in a place where children can exist and children have rights and children aren't seen as properties. They aren't seen as extensions of parents and all of these things. And not having children is a sacrifice women are going to have to make. And in this upside down world, it's actually not a sacrifice. It's a privilege to govern yourself in a way where you don't have children. Or when you have one child and you realize that this may be your capacity, you're one and done. But there does come a time where you have to toe the line, right? And if women plan on getting their power back, the greatest power we will ever have is our ability to bring souls in this dimension or not, right? So with that being said, that is your greatest weapon. Except you have been used and exploited through that weapon because you refuse to take ownership of it. Which means at some point, you are going to have to deny yourself what you think you want. Because we all know collectively that this world is not conditioned and feasible to have children, but women still want to. If women really want power back, we're going to have to bring this earth to the brink of extinction. If they are invoking rules and trying to pass rules about to govern women's bodies, it's because they are in a state of desperation and they have foresight and they see where this shit is headed. You have to stay the course. Learn to find other ways to govern your emotions. Because the majority of women have babies because they want to fulfill an emotional void. Go find a hobby. A baby is not a hobby. And in this society, when you choose to have a kid, you are having a kid and you are choosing to feed it to the system. Whether you want to admit that or not, that's what you're doing. And that doesn't mean no kids will exist. The problem is when the average human, man or woman, hears you don't need to have children, or hear things, or not everybody, not all, everybody want to be in the box of the not all. When the bottom line is the majority of humans are not equipped to properly raise children in this environment. And that's not shade, because that's why I don't have children. You will have to toe the line. And I see men on this app who are running circles in the department of consciousness that then women are, right? Now, as a woman, you still have to understand your humanity and men's humanity. And for men's sake, they better know theirs and women's too. Because oftentimes, you're going to need to know who you can trust, right? A good rule of thumb for women is to never trust a man, period. Boom. Never trust anyone blindly. Believe what you see. Because of the way men are conditioned to be in nature, no matter how much consciousness they grow, you have to be aware at all times, never letting your guard down in case the dudes switch up. So you have to know that some men, when they do run laps around other men, that makes them more valuable to the woman species, right? And some of them will wander off their course because now they're getting attention from women because they're a few notches above the average man. You got to be aware of those things. But there are men on this app who are running laps. Black men on this app who are running laps around women. I see, of course, predominantly women's content. But the things majority of women talk about that I see is y'all still having baby conversations. Y'all still talking about getting your bills paid. Y'all still talking about not letting a man use you. Y'all still talking about silly shit. And these men are on this app invoking their spiritual gifts and their powers, which is exactly what they should be doing. But you should never let yourself get comfortable, because that alone is how men were able to infiltrate the matriarchy in the first place. Because women get too comfortable. You know you have a certain power and a certain control over men, and you get too comfortable and you don't see the work that they're doing, or you see the work and you don't really believe that they'll ever surpass you. But they have, they will, and they are. And no man, no matter how conscious he is not going to take the opportunity to control the divine feminine should he get a chance. Now, that being said, I am glad, it is refreshing to see men are doing the work too. But for your sake, get over this who pay the bills and get over it. Get the fuck over it. Because too many of y'all get stuck there.